Hey everyone, your girl is here. So it's now Freaky Friday, guys. Well, I don't know if it's gonna be Freaky Friday, but I can already guess because of yesterday. Obviously, is now today is Friday the 13th, which is wild. Also, um, I didn't get to sleep until 1 o'clock last night because I was just so excited, guys. So that could make another strike on my times where I've been just so excited that I haven't slept, or it took me a really long time to fall asleep. So I was thinking honestly about different stuff to get, and I was thinking, okay, well, why don't I get like a Yahtzee pouch, right? Kind of thing, right? For um, my paddleboard, right? That I was talking about. And then once I do that, it's easier for me to also attach the case covering my phone case, right? It's easier for me to attach that then. So that was crazy. Um, and then I did also realize as well, and this is crazy. So I never thought this would come up like this, but I wanted to share. Um, so if there ever is a time where I need to distinguish which of the two content ones am I talking about? So it'll be the change in front of me one's friend, right? Or it'll be the so where does the location one, right? Where does she live, right? Remember, and I talked about that in my last video before Florida last year, right? Um, yeah. So anyhow, guys, I just wanted to come on and share that if there ever is time, that's how I will distinguish the difference. So I'm gonna go ahead though. I'm gonna wake up a little. Well, I'm gonna get up now, and then we're gonna get rolling. The pool is closed today though. I did also look at that, so that's crazy. And I did also look last night, and it was in Columbus, Ohio. So my package. So yeah. Anyhow, guys, I'm gonna go ahead though. I'm gonna get going. Um, it's actually closed for the next couple of days too, which is wild. So I don't know if they're going through like a staffing change or something, but I won't be able to swim today. But that's also why I have, like my first couple days, right? Um, watch the girlies, girl. Come on. That's also why I have my first couple days, relatively close and also right on the beach, right? Um, so that's really, really nice, to only have like an hour drive. And then I can work on that too, you know? So, yeah. So, work on like snorkeling and then work on going out and stuff like that. But anyhow, guys, I'll go ahead though. I'll get going. Talk to you guys later. Hey everyone, your girl is here. So coming to you guys today now, you can officially see that I am testing out my PFD, and yes, indeed, I have a number 3, which this is the perfect, perfect qualifications, there we go, for what I am doing. I think that they have wakeboarding. Where the heck is that? There we go. Um, a ski vest, and that is obviously when you're on a water ski back behind the boat, right? And you're on that board and you're skiing that way. But a ski vest. It doesn't say a jet ski. So there also is that water ski though, right? Where you're actually on that like wakeboarding. Or no, I think they call that wakeboarding. Yeah, wakeboarding. So I do believe that these, I'm pretty sure number 4 is number 4 for the paddleboarders. I'm pretty sure number 4 is for the paddleboards. Or maybe that's number 2. But again, guys, this is why they want you to double check your, and it even said that, go back from time to time and make sure you know everything. And I'm pretty sure that, like, number 2 is for, like, parasailing too. So if you're way high up, you're going to be using parasailing, because obviously those waters can be pretty deep, you know. And whenever you're out that far, right, the waves can be pretty big too. So you're going to want to stay as high on top of the waves as the waves are coming in as you can, because the lower that you are, right, the the more water splashes around, and the more likelihood there is that you can get, right, or lose your oxygen, right, get the water in your lungs. So yeah, that is definitely, I'm pretty sure that's number 2. I'm gonna lock that in, but I will actually do what I had done yesterday, and we'll see how much I remember. And then I think number 5 is just nothing though. I think number 5 is just nothing, but I know that there's 5. And I'm pretty sure that, yeah, paddleboarding is number 4. So, definitely my first day as well. I will also obviously have one of these. They actually have to have it all the time in Florida, but that's why they have the wear it, right, on your, but you can take it off occasionally, you know. So I will obviously do my first day in the Anna Maria Islands, probably with this for sure, and just kind of see, you know, because, yeah, I mean, I do feel very confident, right? And you guys obviously saw that, right? Whenever I fell off, right? Like, I wasn't, oh my god, right? Like, no, like, I was well maintained, right? So, I think that that'll be good, but I'm gonna actually go ahead and do my research then on that, and then a little bit later today, I'm gonna do a 5-mile run as well. Or I might honestly wait until tomorrow, honestly, because I got a lot of Florida stuff that I want to do today, so we'll just make it a Florida Friday, because I'm probably not going to leave my house today, and usually on days I don't leave my house, it's not usually a Freaky Friday, right? Like, you guys remember the second freakiest last year, right, when I just got done with the run, right, and then as soon as my grandma and I moved up here, I played the lottery, right, and that guy's like, or that guy was talking, right, remember, and he said something that, you know, could have been me being like, why are you so negative, right, you guys remember that? So that was crazy that I literally just got done talking about that, and then that incident came up. But that one's the freakiest Friday of the year, though. That was definitely number 2, though, last year. But I know in my year reviews, I only ever do the first, right? The top nomination. So, you guys know the freakiest Friday last year down there in Hershey and Turkey Hill Overlook Trail on 4th of July. So, anyhow, though, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get going. I'm going to check my results on that. And then I'm going to go talk with Graham a little bit. And then we'll officially, move on into the rest of today's videos. Here we go. Alright guys, so I just did my research, and I was wrong actually, but again, that's why you keep up on this. So number 2 is for general boating as well, so obviously going out pretty far. I don't know the poundage, but it did say that it was 15.5 pounds of buoyancy, there we go. Buoyancy, so that's number 2. And then number 4 is actually the rings, which then once I refreshed myself on number 5, it actually made sense because, you know, when you're whitewater rafting, it's good to regain your energy, right? If you were to have, right, let's say, like somebody right nearby, it would really be pushing it, but life or death situation sometimes, it's always good to just have that medium end, right, of securing someone, right? So for example, like a ring, right? So you have a ring anchored down to line, right? And it's attached to like a rock, right? So a really sturdy object, right, for the base of the chain link, let's say, right? And then you can hold on to that while you're in the rapids, kind of like I was, right? Whenever I fell off my paddleboard, so I was holding on to that in paddleboard in the rapids there, right? So I was holding on to that. Um, and also, I didn't share this yesterday, but you guys know, right? And I had shared at the time that me getting the paddle, right, after I got my phone attached to my boobs, right? After I got that, it was the most important thing then, right? Because, yeah, you can paddle, but you're going to need the actual paddle unless you want to use your hands, right? And that ain't going to work too well. So, yes, um, that was obviously really, really good. And it made sense because you go from number 4, which is just rings, which most of the time, so that's used out at sea, right? And then um, number 5, which is for whitewater rafting. So, yes, I was right then. Number 3 is for the paddleboard, and that's like a somewhat different backwards from how you would think it would go. You would think number 4 would be for whitewater rafting, and then number 5 would be to like secure someone. But again, most of the time, so when there is a rescue like that and it's really, really, really bad, and someone is able to um, get up on like a ledge, right? Um, because when it's just rapids, the waves are pretty much constant, right? So you do have that sense of security even in the rapids. So a person might be able to somehow miraculously stand up on a rock and just be standing there, and then a helicopter comes and gets them up. So yeah, that was crazy. Good though research and reminding myself. So, alright, I'm gonna go ahead now and do some shark research, but I just want to come on and share that I'm very happy that I have the right one. Alright, guys, talk to you guys later.
Hey everyone, your girl is here, so it's about now 11:15. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna actually do my run today. I know I was up in the air about it, but I decided with me going to approximately the exact same um, location, but just over the valley. So, yeah, over the valley, well, over the mountain. Um, I have to obviously um, do it today, and then later on today as well, we're gonna work on some breathing practices. So, I'm gonna do my best. Actually, what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna go back through and see when I snorkeled, well, not more specifically focus on the heart rates, right, from when I was snorkeling. And most of the times when I'm doing like a light walk and stuff, my heart rate is like 110 to like 120. So what I'll do is it'll obviously be much different in the ocean, just getting a somewhat normal baseline. I'm gonna go ahead and breathe in, and then I'm going to walk, and I'll show you guys me walking, and we'll see how long I can hold my breath. Because remember, you guys saw, and I obviously showed and shared, right, that I went back through and I saw that I was under for 2 minutes in Key West, right, at the far beach. So I'm curious to kind of see how well that I do with all of that. And also, today as well, we might do some fishtail practice, even though I had mentioned that it would probably just be until after my hair's done here on Monday, but we're just actually just going to do it today too. So this will be like a fry those loose ends, like cook up, right? Cook up meaning whenever people cook, right? And they cook things up, right? Meaning they fire up the grill, they get them done and they eat them, right? They eat their food, right? So they got it done, right? They fired them done, right? So we're going to be like, it's going to be like a fire them out, right? Um, yeah, because that is what you do. It's not, most people just say send them out, right? Not fire them out. But really, you have to, in order to send them out, you have to fire them out, right? Meaning you have to heat them, right? And cook them in heat, right? So, yeah, so it'll be like a fire them out Friday twist, you know, with a like a food twist, so to say. But I'm not really showing myself cooking today. You guys get the point. So then, also, I did actually look, and otters actually are in um, Florida, which I would have never expected that from, just the different places that you would have expected to see them, right? Like on that bridge in Far Beach, right? Looking down, right? And I would have swore I would have seen some. You know, we're in like the mangroves, right? Like I saw the crabs, right, on the side there in Far Beach, but I never saw any otters. But yes, they do have otters. So it'll obviously be up to me to know, and obviously it's probably pretty easy, right, to tell, you know, with anything. You know, sharks and marine life are kind of like humans in that sense, right? You can tell if they're coming up because they're curious or if they're coming up because they're aggressive. Well, at that point, then I need to do something, you know. Because I was also, didn't share this yesterday, this is also kind of common sense, but when it comes to them, you know, coming up out of the water, they're already in motion, right? So they're already following physics, right? An object in motion tends to stay in motion, right? Unless I forget the exact wording, it's like a ruling effect, or unless it meets, I forget how the exact wording, but basically, unless it runs into this, it's gonna stay in motion, right? My dresser here, right? So at that point, it's already too late, right? So it's gonna be a lot for me to know, but I'm also excited to know. And then, you know, also speaking of the Anna Maria Islands, my first day, a lot of that too will also be, you know, situational. You know, like I might honestly just try swimming first, right? Like even my first night in Clearwater, like I'm gonna have all that time before it's actually officially time. So why don't I just try to go out in the water, you know, if it is calm, and it should be calm, because it's right, it's basically that first week after new moon and full moon, right? And I had shared that before, that it's actually, it seems like the high tide, see, and it's still so confusing to me. I really have to also figure that out, because Miami was totally nice, but Clearwater was raging, right? They had the red flags out, guys. It was that. And you guys saw it. Like, it was barreling in there, but that was literally almost immediately after the new moon. So I didn't understand it. And then that girl, she was at Clearwater, right, with the sunset, and hers was literally on the new moon. So it's going to be one of those things. But regardless, I'll figure it out. I'll see how I like it, you know. I don't foresee me having many issues, but just because my first couple times, you know, where I'm actually in the ocean, it would just be better to have the life vest, you know. So I will take it. And then, yeah. So anyhow, guys, I'm going to go ahead and go tinkle real quick one more time. And then I'm going to have just a real little snack, honestly. And then we'll officially get to my running location. We will do my 5 mile celebration video. Then we'll come back and do all that I had started this video with. So it's also been a very long time since I've ran in this shirt, so I'm running in this shirt. Alright guys, I'll talk to you guys later. Hey everyone, your girl is here. So here I am now officially. I just did my walk, or I'm sorry, my run. I did absolutely amazing. As you guys saw, you just got seeing me do a couple of my stretches. So this is actually a really, really nice running location. It's kind of tucked way back in here, way off the main road. And if you really listen, you can hear the main road. I think that's a car back where my car is parked. But yeah, I just decided I'd walk in here at least 30 minutes with you guys. So that'll be really, really fun. Super Lush Life. Welcome to a Super Lush Life summer, Alyssa, and year. So here I am. You guys can also see it's right near a train track. So that's really, really cool. I mean, yeah, it is. So anyhow, here is the nice little trail that I'm gonna walk along. We'll see. You know, you never know what you might find. And I could find 185. That must be for railroad tracks or like a railroad marker. But you never know, guys. I could find a nice little water hole in here, right? I could find. You never really know. Do you guys remember last year? Was it in the fall time? Yeah, it was in the fall time. Remember, I was walking on that trail there after I did my lookout, and without, right? Yeah, so I was doing that walkthrough. Remember, I found that nice little pond off to the side, which means that probably before Florida, if in fact it's nice by then, we don't have these roller coaster temperatures, perhaps we could go there together and find or see, you know, that was weird. That really bright thing over there, like, shined, it looked like. Anyhow, we can see if there's any peeper frogs in there. So that'll be really, really fun. Oh, what is that? It's a squirrel. Did you guys see that? That was crazy, guys. I saw that little, like, water tunnel or something going into underneath the train tracks. And I was like, oh my god. Wait, I hear water now, too. Let's walk on in here. Let's see. Oh, right here. So where does it come from initially, though? Well, it must come from... Definitely doesn't come from there. Where's that water coming from, guys? Oh, there's only one way to know. Guys, is it an underground thing? No way. Here. Break that off just a little bit. Whew. Watch your step, Alyssa. Yeah, guys, it must be. No, there is a little pipe there, if you see. So let's keep walking on in here. This is just a nice little quiet, relaxing, you know, walk here. And that's fine. You can have those from time to time. And who knows? This might be the year that I see another gray fox. I hope. Wait. No, never mind. That was March 24th of 2024 that I saw the red one. Yeah. Yeah. Because I remember it was right before the eclipse. And I think it was after the, no, it was before the eclipse. I don't remember, but right there, I'm practicing my goal too. But remember, I showed the change in front of, or I was anemic one, right? Remember before we left work that night? Yeah, so, yeah, anyhow. Let's see. There doesn't seem to be much, guys, much back here. Geez, I'm on a... Wait, what's that noise? Whoa, guys, look at this. You can tell the water has been coming through here for a while. For reals. Look at that. Visiting, whoa, okay. Well, I guess. And I'm not jumping down over this, I'll tell you that, guys. Oh, brake check, Alyssa. Hold on those brakes, girl. Come on. Alright, guys, let's come up here just a little bit. Yeah, doesn't seem like there's much. Oh, somebody lost a glove. What was that? Guys, that's a rough grouse, I think. Oh my. Freaky Friday silent walk. Or like a first new trail and a freaky silent walk. And I've seen a lot so far from being freaky silent. But it's not like an eerie silent though, which is nice. It's just silent. Guys, how in the heck? Look. It comes down through here, and then look. Somehow it empties into there. And then it goes into that big one again. It doesn't make any sense, guys. I don't understand. I don't understand. It's been a while since I've done that. Alright guys, so I'll keep walking in here myself a little bit, honestly. It's already been 7 minutes. And then, if I see anything else, I'll come on. And then I will finish with walking the whole way back to my car. Like, one way sped up. So, alright, let me go ahead and get going. I'll walk a third of a mile in here, more, all by myself. I'll turn on my watch this time, and then I'll be back on with you guys. Here we go. Hey everyone, your girl is here. So I literally just came up, literally, from right there. And here, we already endured something. So it looks like just like a mini like junkyard. Yeah, just a mini junkyard of sorts. Look like some, maybe some potting flowers or something like that. And then there goes another water thing down there. You can actually see it over the log there if you really look. But I'll keep going, just wanted to show that. Hey everyone, your girl is here. So unfortunately I also made a silly mistake. So I totally forgot my tripod. But I need to remember, as I'm taking hikes now, from now on out, as time is winding down, I have to start. Because there's so many places that would have been great to have, like, coming up the mountainside here, but it just didn't seem to work. So I was able to sneak you guys, but if this other branch wants it here, I'll show you how you guys are in here. One second here. Gee. You guys can see how you guys are in there. Just barely made it. And then, like right there would have been a great tree. Just a lot of different places down through here. So, anyhow, I've only walked, let's see, 20.26, so actually right about time. So, we'll just start the video now, start walking on up here, and just kind of see what's all going on. So, maybe stop at a couple more places, but these are the kind, I don't think they're the exact same tree, but Florida has like a lot of this kind of stuff, right? Like coming up through here. Looks like there might be a secret trail through there, guys. But anyhow, you know, they have a lot of like vegetation. There we go. Couldn't think of the word. Yes. They have a lot of vegetation that's like this, you know, and even putting it on there would be great, or down here at the end. I also want to see how much weight, you know, and stuff it takes. So let's kind of see what's over here. This looks like a big blanket or something. Yeah, guys, that's just a tarp. Okay, well, we'll keep walking up here. Then we'll get one more photo together. And that'll be that. Ooh, guys, look right here. This one will be great. Oh my god. Look how perfect that is, guys. Perfect. Whew. Look, guys, there's something. Like, how does it go in there? You know what I'm saying? Does it come out the other side? No. It's one of those times of, whoa. See, actually, see that there's nothing. Guys, look, if I had that tree, look, I could do a pose like this. You know, have my foot up and be like, but I don't have the freaking tripod, guys. What the heck? Come on, Melissa. Get it together. Get it together, girl. Get it together. Alright. See, and even if you try to push it up against to make a place. Alright guys, why don't I, how about this? This one might work. Not quite. What the heck? No. Alright guys, what about like back here? There has to be somewhere on this limb that'll work. I'm just gonna have to call it a fine struggle Friday, guys, for real. That would have been so epic. Be quiet though. Wow, that's crazy. What is that over there? Alright guys, let's try one of these. It's so freaking hard, guys. So hard. Definitely need to come more prepared. There's some coyote. You know how you can tell? Because of the fur. That's because they eat like a lot of rabbits and stuff. And when they're hungry, they don't just mess around and, well, let me be real gracious here and, you know, not rip it to smithereens. No, they eat the rabbit, guys. Alright, let's see if there's something up here. Something with these. There just doesn't seem to be anything, guys. Out here in the opening, there has to be something. Guys, this is crazy though. I've never been back in here. It's just like a big, open, like, range. This is insane, guys. This is a lot of fun, though. Alright. Oh, the ground's really wet up here. Alright, guys, there has to be something in this little ravine-like. Careful, Alyssa. Be careful. Guys, this is amazing hike back in here. I seriously though should turn around because I didn't get any water replenishment after my yeah. Okay, good. I didn't get any water after my my run, so seriously gotta get just like one last pick. Like even through here, guys, this would be so perfect, you know? You could do this like went low, right? Then you went high. But you can't do anything if you don't have the trees. And these trees are so hard, like, placed in here. Alright guys, we're gonna cross this. And then if there's nothing after this, we're just gonna pretty much call it a turnaround time. Alright guys, there has to be something in here. There has to be. Wait guys. What about like, because there's this rock right here. It's off to the side a little bit. Let's check it out. Come on. Please, please, please. No. Alright, this one should be good here. Yeah, okay. Holy cow, guys, finally. But, see, there isn't like a rock for me to be, or like a stone for me to be like, I got it, right? What the heck, guys? Alright, guys, well, I guess I'm gonna head on down here. I'll actually walk up here myself a little bit and try to find some places, and then that'll be that. So here we go. Alright guys, so I'm still out of luck. I just hit half a mile, so literally it's only been like probably 5 minutes at the most. Anyhow, I was thinking also, this wouldn't be a bad place at all for a trail camera to come up here. Oh, dang. I just cut myself on that a little bit. Anyhow, so you guys can see, they'll probably come down this ravine or something. Looks like a good place. So, alright guys, now I can officially end. I just wanted to show you guys this. Is it right there? Alright guys, here we go. This is the big one. Get on the horse, right? This isn't anywhere close to a horse, guys. You gotta get on the horse. Yeehaw, right? Whoa. Gotta really swing those legs up, guys. Holy cow. Alright, let's get back into the video. Alright guys, so official time 10 minutes. That was obviously much quicker. You guys did see me pause back there. I did see a limb that looked like a pull-up limb, but unfortunately it actually didn't end up the way that I had thought. So we will officially though be on the lookout for one, and then I can bring, and it doesn't even have to be here, but I mean, it would be nice to be here, because it is relatively close. So all I have to do then is practice with that bendable arm tripod and find like a pull-up place for pull-ups for once I'm back here in Pennsylvania for a matter of a week. And then I go back out to Pittsburgh for Pittsburgh Marathon weekend, guys. I will not say it enough, and I will hear it an additional at least 200 times by year's end. Welcome to a super lush summer, Alyssa. So, yes, we'll have to find a place, and it's much more natural, right, than, you know, taking time and money, right, to buy your own, or even gas, right, driving to the gym, right, because that's gas, right, that you use. So even better than all of that, why not just find it out in nature, right? Find like a nice little pull-up bar. So the way that the trees fell amongst each other or anything like that, and boom. And the heck, guys, there's balloons and everything in here, look. I think that's balloons. Yeah. Guys, that's wild. Wild. But yeah, we'll find something. I feel like even there's one, but it's just a little bit too high. This is at a slant. So we'll definitely find one here, but I'm almost back to my car. So I will show you, I'll end here, and then I'll get back to my car and show you guys where I started the rest of the way back to the car. Here we go. Alright guys, here we are, officially to the end. So alright guys, there you guys can see the car. So there we are, we're officially back. So I'll go ahead here, I'll get home, and then I'll edit all these videos. Then I'll start in on some Florida stuff and maybe some other stuff. So alright guys, talk to you guys later.
Alright guys, you would not believe this place is a perfect place right here for my ending photos. So I'll have to show you guys where that is. How it is. Ta-da! And then, alright, like we're gonna walk on out and dive on in. Michaela does that on a lot of her videos. So, alright guys, let me show you how cool this is. Ready? Let me show you. Ta-da! Just like that, guys. Perfect. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. That's right, Mama. What is that museum?
Huh?
What is the museum? Or whatever this is.
See?
Had like apples and nuts, raisins, and I think there's cottage cheese on the bottom or something. They're getting big. That's super flavor. And this was a big one.
It's, oh my god, the helipad's right here. This is crazy.
It's amazing. This is the new part. I think they said. This is all new. But sit
Yeah,
down.
this is pretty.
Sit down and
Some dollars.
In gas. Okay, that ain't that bad. It's just, that's actually lower than last year. If I get the 30 MVG though.
So,
33 meals
but
times
yesterday
25 for each, minus some breakfasts.
down, and it was
I think it's doubled.
No, it's too Oh my God, they get all discombobulated. The nurse
I
said that.
don't know if it's because of the texture of it
I don't
that
know.
it gets so messed
Oh, the
up.
nurse said that the other night. She said, these blankets are ridiculous. She said they just get
They just
well,
ball up or
yeah,
something.
so.
Don't be so obvious with that damn
I
thing.
mean, it's not, it's dark. You have to really, really look. Those lights are so blinding they can't tell anyhow.
Okay, you got enough.
Hey everyone, your girl is here, so I might honestly, as you guys can see, it's 10:30. My watch is still charging. I was visiting with my gram as well. We officially made a chart for her so she knows like when and where I'm at. She doesn't know like the exact address, but she knows the phone numbers of the places and stuff like that. So we officially made that list. But I wanted to come on and share that while my watch is continuing charging, and then I'll brush my teeth and go to bed. I also gave myself a head start. I have been slacking, and sometimes I do slack, but not tonight. As soon as I made my bed, I turned them on. So it'll be nice and cozy. I can even feel it underneath this. But I wanted to come on and also share that it is a Freaky Friday, guys. And like I said, I might honestly just reproduce everything and just send it through again. That's actually what I am going to do. Just redo the whole film. But anyhow, guys, that was insane because my phone gave me a reminder today that it has been 2 years since well, alrighty then, you know? And it was crazy because, again, it's not something that I shared in the moment, right? So that also goes off what I had said on Wednesday, right? With, how do full-time vloggers, right, manage that stuff, right? Like, how do full-time vloggers have those times in those articles, right? Again, you guys already saw that video, though. But, yeah, you guys can go back and watch it if you need a refresher, or if you missed that video and you're just now watching this, you can also go back through. But, anyhow, that was crazy, though, guys, because then I was like, well, it's also a Friday, which is crazy. Most of the times, like I said, it's the following day, right? For example, 4th of July last year was a Friday, right? 4th of July this year is Saturday. Usually it's like the next day, but it wasn't like that. And oh my god, guys, it was wild because she had eventually then came right on in. And I was like, oh my god, that's crazy. And she did get up and go to like a water fountain and get a little cup, but obviously I didn't take a picture of that because that is not the purpose, right? Those are not my intentions. My intentions was, well, alrighty then, right? Well, alrighty then. And again, it's always me who seems to be at the right place at the right time, right? It's crazy. Anyhow, though, yes, and the heart rate, though, went away, which was freaking wild because last year, you know, obviously it was at a different, organization, or would that be institution? I don't know. It was the different network, right, that I was at tonight, and I was visiting a patient, right, and last time I was there at the different place, I was visiting the doctor, right, which is just crazy, guys, crazy. But yeah, I was like, oh, well, alrighty then, and I didn't get to have, for some unknown reason, my heart rate went away. So that's a Freaky Friday, guys. I don't know why it seemed to delete March, but it did. So, yeah, it's definitely a Freaky Friday. I'm definitely going to call this a Freaky Friday, guys, because of that, and because of the super long playlist, you know, and then, obviously, finding that new trail, right, and wanting to go back to it, right, so, and then, yeah, I was talking about Florida so much that I remembered I'm still in Pennsylvania, therefore I made a mistake, right, and I'll have to go back, right, and with my tripod, so yeah, it's definitely a Freaky Friday, guys. Also, again, I was talking about that kind of stuff here on Wednesday, so yeah, it's definitely a Freaky Friday, guys. This is just crazy. So yes, I will call today a Freaky Friday as well. The characters are already right at 100, so I can't add that in, you know, but I'll just know for myself that it's a Freaky Friday. Yeah, and I was going to show the heart rate, but again, it went away, so that's crazy. So, anyhow, though, guys, I'll go ahead, though. I'll get going. It actually would have been crazy if I had it, you know, I could compare it, right, and see, like, what are the differences, right, between, well, she had absolutely no idea, right, but it's like, yeah, what are the differences, right, between the complete opposite realm, right, with the strawberry shortcake one, right, which was also in the standout video. So that was crazy, guys. Oh my god. Freaky Friday, guys. Freaky Friday. So, we also did get some McDonald's then for dinner, because I didn't have any lunch whenever I came back. I only had key lime pie and a peanut butter, like 1 tablespoon of peanut butter, but that's it. So it was definitely nice and rewarding to have that, and then yeah, pretty much be ready to go. So we left there, I think it was shortly after 7. Was it?
They said if you want to buy a pants that you're gonna have and always be in style by a
Yeah, it was like shortly after 7, I think. Yeah, it was shortly after 7. But anyhow, just want to come on and show that. And I did also look as well. Florida, gas prices appear to be about the same as Virginia. So I do believe that if the prices stay the same, I do believe that that $4 a gallon is relatively high, right? So that's on the high end of stuff. But yeah, so anyhow, guys, I'll actually add in this segment, like I said, include the phone reminders that came up, you know, and then be like, oh my god, guys, a whole different, you know, medical institution so much further away, right? And I was not seeing a doctor, I was actually seeing, and also doctors and nurses take care of the patients, duh, right? So she, whoever that girl was, I think it must have been her daughter or whatever, she was taking care of, you know, she was helping the patient without being employed, right? And that's what I was doing, right? I was seeing the patient tonight without being employed, also known as my gram sister. So yeah, guys, that was freaking crazy, guys. Freaky Friday. Freaky Friday indeed. So anyhow, guys, I'll go ahead though. I'll get going, and I will talk to everyone later.